Cop arrests black man without cause, then panics when he learns he's the mayor's son. The patrol car's lights slice through the dusk, painting the quiet street in pulses of red and blue. Marcus Tate, a man whose presence commanded respect, stood frozen, wrists cuffed, as Officer Daniel Holt's voice barked accusations that made no sense. Marcus had been walking home from a late meeting, his tailored suit crisp despite the long day, when Holt's cruiser screeched to a stop. "Hands up! You fit the description," Holt had shouted, his tone sharp with unearned authority. "A description of what?" Marcus asked, calm but firm. No answer came, only the cold snap of handcuffs and the officer's rough grip. The street, usually sleepy, now buzzed with onlookers, neighbors, shopkeepers, kids on bikes drawn by the commotion. Phones were raised, capturing every moment, their screens glowing like fireflies in the fading light. Marcus stood tall, his voice steady despite the metal biting into his wrists. "I'm Marcus Tate, son of Mayor Jonathan Tate. Check my ID." Holt's face twitched, but he scoffed, dismissing the claim. "You're just another thug," he spat, shoving Marcus toward the cruiser. The crowd gasped, a ripple of anger spreading. A woman in a diner apron shouted, "That's Marcus. He's no criminal." A teenager filmed, narrating, "This is wrong, man. This is so wrong." Holt's confidence wavered, but he doubled down, his voice louder, as if volume could drown out doubt. "You're under arrest for resisting," he declared, though Marcus hadn't moved an inch. The charge was flimsy, a flailing attempt to justify his actions. Marcus met Holt's eyes, unflinching. "You're making a mistake," he said, his voice low, carrying the weight of a truth Holt couldn't yet grasp. The crowd grew restless. An elderly man, Mr. Jenkins from the corner store, stepped forward. "That's the mayor's son, you fool. Let him go." Holt's hand hovered over his holster, his bravado cracking. He fumbled for Marcus's wallet, flipping it open. The ID confirmed it. Marcus Tate, 34, son of Mayor Jonathan Tate. Holt's face drained of color, his eyes darting from the ID to Marcus, then to the crowd, now a chorus of demands for justice. "You didn't ask," Marcus said, his voice cutting through the tension. "You saw my skin and decided who I was." The words landed like a blow, and Holt's hands trembled as he unlocked the cuffs. But the damage was done. The crowd pressed closer, their voices rising. "This happens too often," a woman yelled. "Same story, different day." Holt stammered, "Too didn't know. It was a mistake." But Marcus wasn't listening. He rubbed his wrists, his gaze sweeping the crowd, seeing their anger, their pain, their shared history of moments like this. He could have walked away, let Holt's panic be punishment enough. But this wasn't just about him. "I'm not pressing charges," Marcus said, loud enough for all to hear. "Not because you deserve mercy, officer, but because this town needs healing, not more division." The crowd quieted, hanging on his words. "You judged me before you knew me. That's the real crime here. And it's not just you, it's a system that lets this happen." Holt stood frozen, the weight of his actions sinking in. The crowd murmured, some nodding, others still filming. Marcus turned to them. "This isn't the end. We demand better. We deserve better." His voice cracked with emotion, not from weakness, but from the fire of conviction. The next day, the video went viral. Posts on X called it a wake-up call and proof of systemic bias. The mayor's office issued a statement, not just as a father, but as a leader promising reform. Marcus didn't want the spotlight, but he took it, speaking at town halls, meeting with activists, pushing for change. Holt was suspended, pending review, but Marcus knew a single suspension wouldn't fix the deeper rot. Weeks later, at a community meeting, Marcus stood before a packed room. "This isn't about one officer or one moment," he said. "It's about all of us, how we see each other, how we treat each other. We can't undo the past, but we can build a future where no one's judged by their skin." The room erupted in applause, but Marcus felt the weight of the work ahead. The wooden bench on that street corner still bore its hand-painted sign, "Justice denied, a town divided." It became a symbol, a reminder of the fight that continued. Marcus passed it daily, each glance fueling his resolve. The town was listening now, but listening wasn't enough. Change demanded action, and Marcus, the mayor's son, was ready to lead it. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.